Hey, this is the Dream Giver with Make to Geek, and as promised, I'm here to deliver the first video. This one on how to set up your modern desktop computer. Now, before we get started on that, we should probably define what a computer is. According to my dictionary, a computer is a programmable machine that receives input, we'll say, in the form of writing an email or playing any of the many computer games out there. It then stores and manipulates data, information, and provides output in a useful format. In our email example, that output would be to tell you that that email was sent. Now, that being said then, a computer doesn't have to be electronic, as is many of our modern computers today. A computer can then, in theory, be made out of almost anything, and mechanical computers have existed throughout much of recorded human history, say for example an abacuses. Now, behind us, you'll see my computer, my desktop computer anyhow. I'm recording this on my laptop. The tower, keyboard, mouse, and over to the side, the monitor. I do apologize ahead of time. I wasn't able to get the right light on this video, so I wasn't able to get my audio over here, my speakers, things like that. But we'll get that in a moment. First thing we're going to want to do is connect our monitor. Now, as you can see, we have a plug-in for it. Has quite a few pins on there. Let me show you. Though yours might look a little bit different. This is a little bit more modern technology. It's HD actually. It's HDMI to be specific. What we do, we find our video card. Mine is right here. We match up the prongs on the connector to the socket on the video card. Slide it right in snugly. Then you're going to see two screws to the side of the jack, or plug. You're going to want to hand tighten those. Don't need a screwdriver or anything. That could actually damage something. We don't want to do that. You're just going to hand tighten them nice and snugly. Like so. Then, we'll take our keyboard again. And at the end of the cable, we'll have what we call a USB connection. What that stands for is Universal Serial Bus. Now, the cool thing about the USB connection is minus hard disks, things like that, external hard disks. The USB connector can actually be unplugged and plugged in while the computer is still on. But we'll plug that in. Make sure you have the right way, otherwise it won't plug in. Much like I just did. Now, what I was touching base on earlier, say we have the serial connectors up here. This is actually old technology and usually isn't used anymore. It hasn't been used, at least in my knowledge, for many years, since we have the USB connections. Those, like I said, those can't actually be unplugged and plugged back in when the computer is running, because doing so would actually damage the sockets or the piece that you are plugging into those sockets. It would either be the monitor or the keyboard, or most of the keyboard, actually. Speaking of, we have our mouse again. What this does is it controls the arrow on your monitor to be able to select applications, things like that. Anyhow, again, USB connector. Slide it into the USB slot. And we have our keyboard and mouse connected. pretty much all you would need to know about connecting up a computer. Well, aside from plugging it in. I mean, we have to plug in the, right here, we have to plug in the computer and of course the monitor for to get the power to their components. But aside from that, it's complete. Real simple, not much to it.